In this video, I'm going to be playing the Death Chariot in the Awaken game mode, in the Monster Mash game mode. So the Death Chariot is one of the brand new monster tanks for the Awaken mode, out of the 3. So the Death Chariot is the only one that actually brings a unique, out of the 3, is the only one that actually brings a unique mechanic to the Monster Mash mode. Not to the game, but to the game mode. So, you get your normal gun. You get your normal rounds. Also, this has a multi-weapon system, and it also fires AT gems, which are disguised as skulls. If you fire the skulls, they laugh. So, yeah. Also, I do want to talk a little bit about the main gun right quick. Now, the main gun, it's decent. Don't snipe with this gun. I mean, you can. The shell velocity is 400 meters per second, which is very, very, very slow. And I felt it very slow in the gameplay. I had to really look at the stats and be like, wow, it's really slow. And they do 420 damage per shot for the AP, and the high explosive is 550. Now, your AT gems, your skull launchers. So, you get 2 different types of skull launchers. The first round is your homing skull. Basically what I fired at the very beginning of the match. This is a skull that is better used on Grim Graveyard, because it's more open area, or if you get right on top of the hill of Dead City. Also, this poor little Spectre, I've had it pinned this entire time, so oof. And anytime you had the skulls loaded, you actually had the skulls right above your tank. Now, I'm going to be talking about the homing skulls a little bit later, because I'm going to be showing you a match in the Grim Graveyard. Right now, I'm using the guided AT gems. Guided skulls. It's a 5-shot autoloader, and they do 300 damage per shot if they pin. And they have a max speed of 330 meters per second. That's max speed. Remember, AT gems, they gain speed longer they're in the air, but the max speed is 330. And it takes 40 seconds to reload the autoloader, which is 5 seconds. And it actually has a decent inner clip for missiles, which the inner clip reload is 3.26 seconds. That may actually sound like a lot, but for missiles, that's very short. The armor of this tank is actually really nice. It's 3,000 hit points. Armor, I doubt specters, lichens, and stuff will be really penetrating you from the front. Now, we're off Dead City. Let's move on to Grim Graveyard. Let's talk about the homing missiles. Now, the homing missiles is your first type of missile. Now, the homing missile, you don't get an autoloader with the homing missiles. You only get one. Now, the homing missiles, homing skulls, do 700 damage instead of the 300 damage. They also have 100 more millimeters of penetration at 500 instead of 400. And you can see me like using the skulls and to see how the homing actually does work, because I don't really know how the homing skulls work. I guess you kind of just, I don't know if you're supposed to point your gun or your reticle or just auto aim on somebody and the skulls will follow that target. If you ever get followed by like one of these homing skulls, it's really terrifying, and they make a very evil laugh when it's following you, and it's kind of weird and like creepy, and it's like, okay. So I'm going to fire this homing skull right here, and it's going to go shoot at the Death Chariot. I'm not going to guide it in, I'm just going to let it go shoot it. And the skull just aimed the enemy Death Chariot, so that's really nice. So yeah, you don't have to guide the homing skulls in. Also, fun fact, the homing skulls has a max, this is max ammo speed for the homing skulls for 45 meters per second. That is possibly the slowest shell in the entire game. And it's slower because that's the max speed, and I don't know where that skull went. It just went down. It said, peace out. I'm not dealing with this today. I'm out of here. And that's where that skull went. It said nope. Now, this is where I realized, like, wow, this shell velocity of the main gun is terrible. Because you just seen how long it took for that shell to actually hit the Battlefront. It's insanely long. And you can actually see the shell in the air. And there, I'm shooting a homing missile at the Wraith. Now, the Wraith is not a really good target to shoot a homing missile at, because it has the space armor and would get absorbed. Also, I just fell in a trap of the Asterion, but it doesn't really cause me any damage. It actually just helps me by turning me around. So that's really nice. Now, here's the interesting thing. The Wraith and the Revenant are actually sitting beside each other. I'm also going along use the homing skull to shoot the Revenant to see if it can. And I've locked onto the Revenant, and I'm going to switch on to the 5-shot skulls. And this homing only did 73 damage to the Revenant. I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. And all I gotta do is just drive over there, wait for my skulls to reload, and just see what I could do to a Revenant and a Wraith. Probably not that much. Well, the Wraith just got absolutely obliterated by a creature, and the Revenant is over here hiding in the bushes. Now, if you shoot a tank with the skulls, I don't actually know when it shows up, but sometimes when you shoot a Revenant or some tank, a skull right above the tank that you just shoot, like that, a skull will appear. I don't know why it appears. No idea why. I just noticed it during that match. Anyway, that's it for this video. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. Also, remember to SLAPAFISH because war's not. And peace out. See ya.